Hi, I'm Mark. This is my January review for Leo Sun sign and Leo rising. We're a very mixed bag this month. There's some positive aspects, but there's also quite a few challenging ones. More about that later. The first week, Neptune's active and he's making two aspects. The first to Neptune in the 8th house, and this will increase your perception. You'll be able to see through the veil of things. You'll be able to understand people better. The other aspect is to Pluto on the 4th, and this one is how you'll get to the bottom of things. You can play detective if you like, because you'll be able to unearth things and find the truth. On the 7th, we have an aspect between Jupiter and Chiron, who are both connected with teaching. Jupiter's on your descendant, and Chiron's in your 9th house of higher learning. There's a good chance here that you'll be teaching or helping someone else. On the 8th, there's an aspect from the Sun to Neptune, and this will put you in a good mood. This will put you in a compassionate mood, so you will be able and willing to help others. Venus in your 5th house of children makes an aspect to Mars, so you may be helping children to find new objectives and to set new goals. On the 9th, Mercury crosses your descendant and immediately makes an aspect to Saturn. This is a day when you won't be as tolerant of other people. You won't be able to see their point of view so easily. It's probably a good day to work alone. It's good for precision work, for detailed work, but it's not very good for seeing the bigger picture. Also, by crossing the descendant, there may be someone who leaves your life on this day. On the 11th, it's the opposite, because Mercury then makes an aspect to Jupiter, and you'll be much more gregarious, you'll be much more willing to engage with people. It's a good day for planning and organising in business or socially. It's also a good time to cultivate new relationships, because they could bring you opportunities in the future. Between the 11th and the 15th, there are no fewer than 5 square aspects to deal with. Squares are internal challenges, so this is things you're going to have to deal with. First is between Mars, who's now in your 10th house, which is good news because you'll want to push forward on your career or on your chosen path, but it aspects Saturn, so there could be limitations or delays. Mars energy is very vibrant, it's very driven and powerful. You need to temper it a bit, because if you get frustrated and you overreact, then there's little chance of success. So you need to temper things down and act in a way that's in keeping with your true self, and you'll be able to master and get over these things. There could be issues with authority figures. They may be holding you back or blocking you, but you need to work through this, because you've got 4 other aspects to deal with as well. 2 more square aspects on the 12th. First, Mercury to Uranus, so your plans will be disrupted. Your work plans or your relationship plans could all go horribly wrong today. So the thing is not to get too stressed, be flexible and things will be fine. Your mind will be buzzing, there'll be lots of ideas going through your mind. You may come up with some great new ideas. The thing is just to concentrate on one thought or one task at a time, otherwise your mind will get too overworked and you'll lose concentration. So be careful driving or operating machinery, because you don't want any accidents to happen. The other aspect is Venus making a square aspect to Chiron. Venus is in your 6th house, so there's a good opportunity now to heal day-to-day relationships or relationships at work. There may have been issues in the past that you can revisit and heal and put to rest. The third aspect that happens on the 12th is a very interesting one, because it coincides with the new moon on the 13th, and they link together. The aspect is Neptune squaring the North Node. The North Node is our spiritual way forward. Neptune engulfs in spirituality. The new moon on the 13th is in your 6th house in Capricorn. And this is about setting new goals, realising your dreams, but setting goals that are attainable and not ridiculous. So the two combine well together. What will happen is Neptune will dissolve things around you. so that you can see the truth of things. You know, maybe all the things you believed in, or maybe the things you've been aiming for, maybe your goals have been unrealistic, or maybe they're based on an untruth. This will help you to dissolve any lies or any untruths that have been around, and you'll start to come out of this, and you'll evolve as a person and be able to see what needs to be done now. So the 6th house is about diet, health, exercise, so it's a good time now to set realistic and attainable goals relating to these issues. Also your daily work routines, get those organised, set goals that will improve those. The new moon is about putting new things into action. Neptune will help to dissolve the old so that you can set new and attainable goals for the future. On the 14th, there's 2 aspects. The first is the Sun conjunct Pluto. Now this adds an intensity to this day. This happens in your 6th house, so your daily routines, you can put a lot of energy into them. You can get a lot done. You could achieve a lot today. You may encounter something that's broken or needs altering before you can move forward. Also, there could be someone who tries to get you to do what they think is best for you. Ignore them because they don't know what's best for you. Only you can say that. The other aspect is Jupiter square Uranus. Now this aspect is very unpredictable. Uranus is in your 10th house of career and your chosen path, so there could be changes and opportunities coming that way. Jupiter is on your descendant, so other people can help you, other people can guide you or point you in the right direction of these opportunities to help you. 2 ways this aspect can pan out. It can pan out with a need to free yourself from restrictions or things like that. Free yourself to do whatever you want and rebel. The other way is that you get a bolt out of the blue, something that suddenly whacks in and changes everything, a massive opportunity. It could be very fortunate. The thing is not to overreact, not to do something that will harm your progress and your opportunities. We want creative change now, not destructive change. So if you can bring in creative change, you've got 8 days for this aspect to pan out. So you've got plenty of time to bring in this change and make it work for you. We have a very interesting couple of days on the 19th and 20th. Mars is very active, and Mars energy, as you know, drives us forward, helps us to achieve. On the 19th, Mars makes a conjunction with Uranus. Now this is a very difficult aspect to handle. It's high energy, but it's sudden change. Quite often it just comes out of the blue from nowhere. But you have to try and resist any urges to be rebellious and to just change things for the sake of it. We mentioned this before, we need creative change. And we have this aspect lasts for 4 days, and the one on the 20th, which is Mars square Jupiter, lasts for 7 days. So this is the one we really want to tap into, because Mars Jupiter brings much more creative side to the energy. You may feel like you have the Midas touch and everything you touch is going to turn to gold. It's a fortunate transit, so you have to negate the Uranus urge to break free and run wild. Keep some form of control and use the Jupiter, the opportunity Jupiter will bring to expand and to grow and to put you in the right path. This is all happening in your 10th house, your destiny. This is your road to follow, your path to follow, or your career. This is going to be very interesting because it could pan out really well for you. So just resist that urge to rebel and to break free, and tune in with the Jupiter energy to create and to expand your world. The Sun has now moved into Aquarius and your 7th house. So there's an emphasis now on others. No more so than on the 23rd when the Sun conjuncts Saturn. This is a good day to get all those duties and responsibilities sorted out with other people. Maybe these jobs and things you've been putting off for a long time should now be done, because it will be rewarding for you in the long term. On the 26th, it's a difficult day because the Sun squares Uranus, and this can always cause upsets or arguments, conflicts with egos. The best thing on this day is to get in touch with your inner spirit and let it come out to play, discover new things and have a bit of an exciting day and avoid the conflicts and the arguments with other people. On the 28th we have a very busy day astrologically. For a start, there's a full moon in your sign of Leo. Now if you're born between the 27th of July and the 5th of August, this is going to affect you acutely. Also, if your rising sign is between 4 and 14 degrees, it's going to affect you the same. The full moon in your first house coincides with the Sun contacting Jupiter. So there's a very buoyant feel, very optimistic feel about this full moon. You can really reap the benefits of any past work now. Also, you need some time to have some fun, to try different things. You want to expand your world now. But don't forget, you need to include others. Growth comes with the inclusion of other people. There's also a conjunction between Venus and Pluto. And this is very intense. This is very intense desire in relationships. And if you're in a relationship, this can work very well for you. You can deepen the intimacy now. If you're not in a relationship, it's a good day to meet someone, but it will be a very intense relationship. It may not stand the test of time. We also have another conjunction that day, and that's Mars and the Black Moon Lilith. This also brings intensity and passion, but sometimes this can bring a negative effect as well, because it's primal energies that's surfacing, and there may be something that's been annoying you and you just can't hold it in any longer, and you let it burst out. But you try and do this in a controlled manner if you have this feeling, because you don't want to ruin the positive effects of this day. Just after the full moon, there will be an opportunity because the Sun will shine a light on the Mars Black Moon conjunction that we just spoke about. If you can hold on to that, whatever it is that's making you upset and angry, if you can hold on to that for a day or so, just so the Sun's light can expose the truth of the matter. And you may find that there's a whole different light on things now. And if you can open your heart and express yourself in a controlled manner, you can then fix what is broken. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the video. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave a comment, I'll be glad to hear from you.